Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please make sure you subscribe. If you're back to watch another video, thank you so much and karibu. I am going to talk about motherhood. Yes, motherhood. We're going to talk about motherhood. We're going to talk about breastfeeding. We are going to talk about breast milk and how you can increase your breast milk. And the reason why I'm here today is because I am I'm not gonna say over breastfeeding, but I'm getting excess milk, and I'm going to give a few tips today on how you can be able to increase your breast milk. Just like every other mom, there's so many questions that come to you a few days or even as soon as you realize you're pregnant, and one of the questions is, are you going to produce enough milk for your baby? And that was one of the questions that was really in my mind throughout. And when I got my baby, I did not know how to go about it, because as a new mom, you don't know how to latch your baby, you don't know how to how your milk supply is going to be. And with the help of the nurses, at least we are able to get them. And so the first few days when I gave birth, I remember I did not produce milk, and my baby went hungry for 2 days. Yes, 2 days. And I remember the nurse telling me, your baby is going to lose weight, so what you need to do is you need to try and pump. You need to try, they would come in and try and squeeze my nipple just to make sure something small comes out. And I remember around midnight, one of the nights, the nurse came in and she was like, you need to produce something and give your baby at least 2 drops to make sure that he has something in his tummy. And the experience of having someone press your nipple that hard, it's not impressive. It was so painful. And I remember just flashing back, and I'm like, I just came out of giving birth. That experience itself was enough. And now I have people here coming to squeeze my nipple and make sure that I have some milk. But guess what? I had to do what I had to do, and every other mom has to do that, because you don't want your baby to end up taking formula if you can be able to produce milk. No offense to any mother who's feeding their children formula out there. I know it's not your wish that they have formula, and if it is, then it is your choice. But I'm just saying, as according to me and what I wished for, I never wished for my baby to take formula. And so the one thing that I do in my life, and anytime I have trouble, I always pray to God. And so I prayed to God, and I was like, God, dear God, I need milk. I need to produce enough for my baby so that he can be able to take enough milk for the next 6 months before he can introduce the solid foods. And so they gave me a pump. That pump was painful. The first time the suction from the pump, it's so painful. And either way, you're still going to feel pain even when the baby is sucking, because your nipple or your breast is not used to that kind of suctioning. And so this is a first time experience. I still felt pain, and you still have to feel pain. That's what the point that I'm trying to bring out. And so I was able to bring out something small. I remember my baby enjoying those 2 drops, but it was still not enough. So I went home with the pump, and I had to practice. And so the first time you practice, you're pumping, you bring out the yellow milk. What's it called? Mommy brain, I forgot. Colostrum, that's what it's called. So the colostrum, it's really thick and yellowish, like I don't want to say oil, but it's really thick. And I produced enough colostrum for my baby. So the nurse told me I should keep pumping. She advised me to keep pumping every 3 hours, so that the demand from my baby, I can be able to meet it, because breastfeeding is all about demand and supply. So whatever your baby is demanding, that's what your body is going to produce. And so the more you pump, the more milk you get. Or if your baby can be able to latch, the more they suck on, the more your body produces. So your body will get used to the fact that your baby, every time they feed, they want 4 ounces, they want 6 ounces, they want 8 ounces, and that's exactly what your body is going to produce. So don't give up. If you've started just pumping, do not give up if it's painful or it's exhausting and the feeling is not even funny. Do you know how cows are pumped? Like the milk is being pumped from how they extract milk from a cow, and the noise that, well, I have a machine that makes that noise. I know there are people who are, can be able to afford one that doesn't make that noise, but it's not funny. But then I'm here to encourage you, do not lose hope and do not give up, because the more you pump, the more milk you get. That was tip number 1. Try and pump regularly. If you can be able to pump from day 3, then you can be able to tell your body exactly what your baby is demanding. And the more you pump, the more you get. Then as you continue and you're able to get exactly what you want, then you can slow down, because right now my baby is 3 months and I'm only pumping twice. In the morning after he feeds, I make sure that I pump. And at night before I go to bed, I make sure that I pump. So I go in bed without the milk. And guess what? Even after I pump, as soon as my baby latches, milk comes out. And there's that pin and needle feeling. It's like it's stinging. That's how you feel when the milk is coming, is being produced. And that tells you that your body still can be able to produce more than what you are thinking or what you're getting. So keep pumping and don't give up, and also get the right pump. Do not just get any kind of pump. Make sure you have the right kind of tools to use, because you also want to secure your nipples and your boobs. You don't want to be in pain. You don't want to feel frustrated by how you look or how you're feeling. Also make sure you have a good moisturizer or a good balm that you can be able to put on your nipple, a good nipple cream. I'm going to link mine here because I did not bring it. My best friend got it for me, and it's an organic one. And the good thing about the organic balm is you don't have to wipe it off when your baby is sucking. As soon as you put it on there, then they want to breastfeed again, it's okay for you to just give them the boob. Number 2, make sure you hydrate. I'm going to keep talking about water, because milk is 90% water, and the more you hydrate, the more water you drink, the more milk you get. This is my water bottle, and I make sure that I have at least 3, 4, or 5 of these in a day. That's between 2 liters to 5 liters a day. And so make sure you hydrate, drink more water. When your baby is sucking on, make sure you drink the water. And water also helps you during postpartum constipation. It makes at least the going easier. Make sure you eat good fiber, because you also want to have a good life in terms of the constipation. And also, whatever you eat is what your baby gets. Always remember that. Make sure you have a balanced diet on your plate. Make sure you have enough fiber. Make sure you have enough water. Number 3, if that doesn't work for you, you can try skin to skin. What skin to skin does, it stimulates the mammary glands and milk produces. So every time you feel like you are not producing enough, try and do skin to skin. It really helps, and there are moms out there who can tell you that as soon as they hold their baby, milk comes out. Number 4, you need to stay happy, because when you're depressed, when you're stressed, then your milk production goes low. And that's exactly what happened to me. I almost got postpartum depression. Not gonna give any reason why, because it happens. And so I remember whenever I got stressed, my milk production just went low, and I didn't know why, but it's because I was getting stressed. So make sure you are happy. If you feel like you're tired, have someone take care of your baby. I know you've been advised this in the hospital, people have told you this, but I'm just here to remind you, make sure you stay happy for you to get enough milk production. I have a lot of frozen milk for my child. I don't even know when he is going to finish it, and I'm going to show the pictures of the milk here. And it's because I was able to do all these things, and they worked for me. The other product that I'm going to talk about that has really worked for me, and I'm going to vouch for it, and I can swear by it, is OVALTINE. I heard about OVALTINE from a YouTuber. She tried it and it worked for her, and this is the OVALTINE that I'm using. I'm going to link it down below. It's from Amazon. And if you want to try these, please go ahead and buy it. I recommended it to one of my friends. She tried it and she told me it's helping her a little, so it's worth trying it. If it works for you, well and good. Whatever works for me doesn't mean it's gonna work for you, but you have to do what you have to do for your baby. So Ovaltine is made of malt, and what malt does, it's able to help with the milk production, and I would highly recommend that you try this. If you cannot get a hold of these, then try and drink cocoa or cacao, pronunciation from wherever you come from. We call it cocoa, but back home in my country. So you can try cocoa, the one without sugar. If you cannot find that, then try drinking chocolate, which is basically cocoa and sugar. So you don't have to put sugar on these unless you have a sweet tooth like me, then you can add it. You can try the drinking chocolate or any other that has cocoa, and I am sure it's gonna help you in one way or another. So those are all my tips today, and that's what I have tried and they have worked for me. If you find the information useful, or if you have any other tips, please leave your comment down below, and I'm gonna link everything that I have here in the description box below. If you found this information useful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.